Hello and welcome back. Today we will be continuing our Crusader Kings 3 run in the Princes of Darkness mod, which is a Gothic overhaul mod that makes all manner of werewolves, vampires, beasties, into place. We are currently playing as the demon Ares, who has been alive for now 2,500 years. Big long time. This character is ancient, you're telling me. And so last episode what we did is we started to delve into the spirit realm here, which is a mechanic that we don't have too much of it unlocked. We're currently kind of going through the beginnings of it, and we're having a little bit of a time. I wish that we were a bit stronger in this, but I think that we have to be a fairy or a mage to really get the most out of this. Right now, it's not as in line with kind of our power base, which is based off of this Arcana lifestyle, which we've basically now pretty much unlocked all of. Also, what happened last episode, in addition to that, is we started studying the vampire lore a little bit, reading into the Book of Nod, and you can see that there are a bunch of different things that unlock our ability to use this decision, and so what we will probably be doing is we're going to be trying to track down more of these books to read more from them. We're currently looking at a couple guys who have the Chronicles of Shadows, and are going to try and maybe do a heist from them or steal their stuff or this type of thing in order to get the book. We see that the current holder here is Aristotle de Laurent. He's currently pinned, and I'm not sure exactly what we need to do in order to steal the book from him, but this is something that we're looking into. And then finally, what happened last episode is the Black Plague arrived, and so now it is wreaking havoc through all of Europe, killing anything that is mortal. Fortunately for us, we're not mortal, and so we don't have to worry about it as much, but wouldn't be surprised if it starts claiming some of our kids. These guys are mortal. They have a huge health boost. Maybe they can manage to kind of stick it out through it, but we'll be able to see. And another thing, what we will be doing this episode at least, is we're going to be going on a quest, a journey to awaken Artemis. We'll get started right away, but let's kind of, wait. We are going to be waking, there we go, Artemis, who is the battle maiden, and I think we're going to give her a pretty big chunk of grease that we've been holding on to for a while if we can manage to get her. The Ventrue proudly declared that the vampire battle maiden was truly beloved by their progenitor and that she was his first embrace. After the diaspora, following this decline of the second city, this is part of the lore of the vampires, she settled in the Peloponnese. There she met a mortal philosopher Lycurgus of Sparta. He managed to draw her up into a conversation discussing his dream for the Spartans, paying attention to the lesson given by the destruction of her broodmate Medon. She had anticipated the potential threat and usefulness of Lycurgus' dream. She decided to follow a course of action that so many Ventrue after her would emulate. Rather than try to oppose or dominate the growing power of mortal institutions, she rode with it, joining Spartan invigoration to influence the making of history. For this endeavor, she assumed the name by which she is still known today as the patron of the Spartans. Soon other Ventrue came to the Peloponnese and submitted to her rule. In the First Peloponnesian War, Artemis followed her people against the Athens before being dismayed by Sparta's decline after its victory. She and her child, that is a vampire that you embraced, Lysander, reached Italy in the 4th century BC, and Athens took residence in Syracuse, led by Prince Alcaeus. However, sometime after being threatened by the Carthaginian Bruja, the Malkavian prince awakened her in order to plan the involvement of Rome in the coming battles. She, alongside with her child Alcaeus, continuously pressed Camilla to destroy it. Damn it! Why does everyone have to be on the wrong side of history? Continuously pressed Camilla to destroy Carthage. Artemis herself led the first foray into the city, not like this, and was torn to shreds, yes, by a frenzied pack of Bruja in the initial stages of the battle. We're going to be waking her up, and despite the fact, look, she's named after a goddess, we're named after a god, we're going to do it, but we disapprove of what she's done in the past. Unbeknownst, and then the future fate in canon. This is in the various novels associated with this world setting. Unbeknownst to Orthia, apparently survived the Punic Wars, instead falling into torpor. That's a vampiric sleep type of thing, and being carried away to a secure location. Occult, the shattered spear, will form around her, example, but will take many centuries before resting place is finally discovered. Except we're discovering it, and we're gonna go over there and say wakey wakey, eggs and bakey, just seeing if she has any sort of artifacts. It doesn't look like it, but we will wake her ass up. We'll say, come on, it's time. And it's not a very long journey. Of course, there's a 100% chance of danger every single one of the things, because you know, it's all plagued up, and there's nothing we can really do to remedy this journey. We'll just have to go through it. In through the plague, we arrive at Artemis's resting place. Obviously, it had to be a labyrinth. Everyone knows the Greek. Your target built up or burrowed a bunch of underground caves and is now holed up in there. And you guessed it, there are traps everywhere, probably a minotaur. You can try to navigate this maze to reach your prey, but you are likely to get hurt in the process. We'll say one step at a time. Hopefully we don't get injured. Any obstacle in the way of your torpid target has been removed. Now you have to steel yourself for the confrontation with your prey, as recently awakened vampires aren't the friendliest of people. I want to awaken and recruit them. You found your prey and used a voluntary, I love that, voluntary blood donor to help wash away the sleep of the ages. Let's see, what are the odds? It looks like 10% we fail, 33% we have to spend some prestige, and she is now our champion, which is fantastic, and she is also moving along with us. She's an insane adventurer, and we will be trying to convert her to be 4th generation. She's also quite an old vampire. She's very close to the first vampire Cain. Her parents, for example, is Ventru himself, the founder of the, clan of the House Ventru. Grandparent was Enoch the Wise, and his daddy was Cain himself. And so, very, very, very strong. And she will, yeah, look at this. She has 62 prowess. That's some of the highest in the game. Very high martial, and so she'll be really great if we can convince her to stay in our realm. Looks like the plague has been calming down a little bit here, coming in. It's still kicking about, obviously, throughout a huge section of the territory, notably not going after Bohemia at all, which is interesting. But I think that, we're through the worst, although it has been taking a huge economic toll. I think that it just kick down the control of everything, so that, yeah, it just kicks down the control really, really, really hard, and so there's not much to be done. And once this comes back up, then we'll be in good shape again. We have corrupted Bizar, who was the architect of Byzantium, who we woke up in a previous episode, and now he has been converted to Wrath, and with that conversion to Wrath, he does love us, but unfortunately he's too far to interact with. Damn it. We were going to invite him to his realm and give him his own nice, cozy little territory, but instead we'll have to wait for him to come around, which is a bit unfortunate, but we'll get started corrupting someone else with whom we want to invite. And I think I have just the person in mind. We'll find them, but they were another person we woke up who has a really, really nice weapon. We would love to get that weapon at some point, although I don't know if we can use the character interactions, for someone who is our religion in order to force them to give up items. Let's see, artifact, command thrall artifact. And so once we get them kind of in our realm, with that artifact, hopefully we'll be able to take that sword from them. Again, the plague seems to be dying down a little. So Artemis already had the Wrath in terms of her personality, or Wrathful, so it only took us one round to convert her, and we managed to convert her before she leaves, which is spectacular for us, because now what we're going to do is we're going to give her kind of a grand big bit of land, not there, but we're going to give her our former duchy in Patras. We hadn't really built up very much here, the main reason being that we were not planning on holding it long term, but now we can grant, we can enthrall her even if we have to recognize cultist. She has to, verify that yes, she is in our cult, she's an infernalist, her opinion of demon characters goes up, all this stuff, etc., etc., and now we will grant her the title here. And this will be really good. Now, 62, I think that's just, I think we're like in the low 70s now. Yeah, so one of the strongest, highest prowess in the game, and what we will be doing is we will also be making eventually the title for these two right here in terms of the duchy. I think we'll give her a kingdom. We don't have an empire level title yet though, so for now we'll eventually make the duchy title and give her that duchy title to make all of our subjects a whole lot cleaner and get rid of, I think that this one has been powerful for a while, and if we just make her a subject of Artemis, of course that'll help out. It will cause us to lose her as a source of like a high prowess knight, but because she's at 29, but that's fine enough. Besides, we want to have our subjects be kind of larger than life, and we've been working to try and make it so that the ducal titles do have very, very capable people under them, or people that are historically significant, people like Hannibal Barca or Marco Polo, or the goddess Artemis now. So things should progress nicely. And this is the gentleman with the epic sword, Christophe Romand, the Redeemed Knight, and we have converted him to Wrath, a fresh soul to enjoy, and enjoy it we shall. We shall try and invite him to the court. Why will he not join our court, actually? He is his liege's champion and his liege's relative. Okay, well that's fair enough. That's all well and good, but we'll use the summon command instead, and we'll bring him here anyways. Now, we're going to recognize him as our cultist, of course. He is our champion, a fearless maniac, and we will also be able to use... Ooh, will we not? Do you have any artifact that Ramon has a claim on it? We want this weapon. Now, we have to try and see about how to get it, but just taking a look here. Command Thrall artifact, perfect. Arcana, we need to save up 8 lifestyle perks. Okay, well, the Arcana lifestyle perks, they're coming in pretty hot. We have 3 currently. We've been using them to generate gold, but we'll just save up 8, and then we will get this illustrious weapon, which will give us plus 30 prowess. And this will be truly the weapon to end all weapons. So this is delightful. On top of that, he's going to also just be a pretty strong knight. We'll probably give him some territory as well. Alright, we are back with enough juice to command him to give us the artifact. We say, gimme. It's now our artifact, which, of course, this item is going to be insane. Let's take a look at our... We have 72 prowess going into this. And if we open our inventory and we equip this great, powerful weapon, we should be up over 100 now, no? Yeah, 100. Oh, it's capped? It's not 102? Damn. That's unfortunate. Only 100 prowess. Whatever will we do? I know what we'll do. We have a dear rival. Challenge to a fight. Aw. Homeboy won't accept. Relative prowess minus 50. Yeah. Acceptance chance is just 0%. Terrible. Can we not even send it to him and then make fun of him? What a terrible, terrible thing. Not willing to fight us. Coward. Okay, we have just finished searching up our first area in the spirit realm. So why don't we open the map and go on there and see how things are. So into here, we have searched it at the first level. Now, not seeing any effects that we're getting it from so far, but we're going to investigate it now, and then study it, and then learn it, and then understand it. And so all this will continue as we're doing other stuff. Of course, every time we move down here to check this out, the fact that we're investigating, we do lose our whatever demonic form we currently have, and so we need to shapeshift back. I think that we're going to continue using angelic apocalyptic form. It is giving us 5 Diplo. I mean, we could use something like light or shadow, but the 5 Diplo combined with the 50 diplomatic scheme power when we're using 4 diplomatic schemes to try and convince people to join the dark side, I think that this is going to remain the best, even though the prowess is starting to not matter so much from this. Well, it's time for another infiltration, trying to get the Chronicles of Secrets and uncover the powers and history of the great vampires. We are going to say this will be a night to remember. Let's have a go. And we need, if I recall correctly, 1 key. And so we do want to try and... I think going towards the middle is just kind of best. We've got the loud cars accompanying us, and that is a key to the vault, so we'll take that. Marshall is almost, yeah, prowess challenge. We have 78% chance of just crushing it. And then an opportunity to impress. You could gain prestige about your own accomplishments, but doing so will raise suspicion. We don't really care. And now we're in a little bit of a spot we're not as good as the stewardship ones, so we're gonna come in here, and then we will get the priceless treasure here, the Chronicles of Secrets. It's simple. Allow me to explain? Yeah, we'll just say it's simple. Let us explain. So we'll have ourselves a little bit of a check. I think the innocuous traps are going to be easier for us to go through, so we'll go through them here. On our way to the exit, we have a chance to go for more prestige. I don't want to get to 100 suspicion though, and so we'll take out the guards. We will have a little bit of a challenge between this and this. Let's take this one again, and then let's have our way out. Let's take a look. Complication: the Chancellor invites us to have more depth conversation on the matters of political import as would benefit diplomats of our station. Does he suspect nothing? His face is unreadable. We must decline. I think we just don't want diplomatic, so let's just take that one, and then we are at the exit. Exit the mission. And we have acquired ourselves the Chronicles of Secrets. Another win for the good guys. We spend some stuff. Let's go and take a look at that Chronicles of Secrets, which will unlock a new decision. So let's go look at the Book of Nod, consider the Book of Nod, and we will have to look at the Chronicles of Secrets. So I think that this is the Chronicles of Cain. Is this the Chronicles of Secret? No. Table of contents. Let's go back. Table of... Ooh, looks like we don't have any Chronicle of the Shadows, so let's go back to Table of Contents. Chronicle of Secrets. The Chronicle of the Book of Nod, it contains prophecies and visions for an event called Gehenna. This is the apocalypse. It seems that some are worries it seems to some that the worries of this event have passed down from generation to generation and have caused a ripple of paranoia and fear that continue to reverberate through Canaanites and the Canali. I'm not sure. Is that it? Is that all we get from the Chronicles of Secrets? Bruh. Chronicles of Cain? Is there anything about the first times? No? That's all we get? Bruh. The Temptation of Cain. We had already read through last episode. Wow. I feel betrayed. I was here for learnings of vampire history, not just a quick, wives' tale. Close the book. Damn it, we'll need to steal some more books here. Well. It seems like someone seems to think that they can kill a god here. You are in immediate peril, my lord. I fear nothing but shame as I scribe these words. Count Marcius has spent months bribing your guards. He plans to stage an attack on your life in front of the court. I wish for your life to be spared, but try as I may, I cannot stop him from bleeding, or I cannot stop my heart from bleeding for the cause of the Liberty faction. Wah. Where is this guy? Where is this gentleman? Well, I think that it's time for us to revoke his title. Will this generate, any sort of thing? Because we consider him to be evil, you could revoke his titles without being considered a tyrant. We'll say that we have to keep this, we can do this ourselves, and we'll just revoke his title. If he says no, we'll just slap him around, and we will give his lands to dear Artemis, who's kind of in the region anyways. And so this will be good for us. Vastly inferior, is he? We'll give him something pious for Dante. We're still trying to convert him to our side, and we will raise up some armies and put this man into his place, which is the earth. We'll put him into the earth. I think it's time for us to march on Rome herself. Our money's finally recovering. We have plenty of lifestyle perks that we can exchange for 100 ducats each, so we have a nice big bank, and we are going to show... We're going to show Camilla a good time, and by a good time I mean we're going to sack Rome and salt the earth. Actually, we're just going to conquer Rome and use it as a pretty good city, but we're going to RP that we sacked it and salted the earth. Battle is afoot. We're about to get our first battle here with the kind of a final war against Camilla before we force him to suffer a horrible fate. They have 8 champions, we have 26, And look at the prowess on all of our champions here. There's really not a whole lot they can do, and even when the second joins up, they get eradicated. And now we will march on Rome herself. We're too close now. There's not much they can do. We annihilate what our little army was raised there, and now we will slowly begin going after it. Rome, in particular, does have a special, unique building. Diplomacy per level of Fane and monthly renown, very strong, so we will be the controller of this building. It's better than Carthage, which is, you know, clearly a bit of a problem. Local ruler slaughtered. Okay. We do be slaughtering local rulers, but more importantly, we be slaughtering Romans because, you know, reasons. And you know who's in this army? Almost certainly. Actually, you know who's going to lead this army? Hannibal. Justice. Now, this isn't the second time we've conquered, Carthage, or sorry, Rome, with Hannibal. You notice the progress is quite a bit slower. Here, we're just going to skip through these kind of quickly. Beneath those layers, as we continue to seduce people to the dark side. And we will soon... What is this? Frenzied critters without any form of warning. Local fauna around your capital suddenly becomes very hostile. Your agents report that numerous attacks against locals and amount to damage start to pile up. Mortals are frightened, and all the commerce and habitual life have all the intents and purposes stopped. Studying one of the dead animals, you finally understand that it's a concerted attack by one of your neighbors using considerable powers of animalism. Ah, that's neat. You can make an effort to stop this assault or just try and weather the storm. We could rally the troops. I guess this isn't starting the war, and we're just choosing which type of... Okay, we're going to rally the troops, and we'll have a martial contest as we finish the sacking of Rome here. It was great, wasn't it? Indeed, it was. It was the very best. And here we have, just weighting it down, we shall get Rome, and Camilla is humiliated. Now, obviously the war's not over yet, but, you know, the moral victory is already had. Rome has been sacked. Revenge. Revenge is sweet. We will enforce our demands on dear, and by dear I mean not so dear, Lord Camilla, the sacker of Carthage, the one who was responsible. Now, we cannot do another one of those holy wars for a while, and now we have a whole bunch of lands that we need to distribute. We're probably going to float, having them around until we get people worthy of them. But Camilla has lost a title. We love seeing that off to the right, don't we? And now we have a special end in mind for Camilla. We're going to richly murder him. Now, this is going to take a while, and we're not going to have a lot of progress and this sort of thing, but this is the end we have in mind, because we will not only slay him, but we will convert him into a wraith to serve our bidding for all of eternity. We get another we get another legacy here. I just want to double check that we're not actually getting the points from the legacies. I don't think we are. So we're at 32 right now, but we're going to pick up another legacy, which is going to give everyone who belongs to our faith, I think except us, an additional +5 diplomacy. So this is going to be pretty strong, and it is more on theme. We're hoping for events, maybe if we complete the entire tree, but we'll see what this gives us immediately. So it doesn't give us a +5, but if we take a look at one of our subjects, we can see that they should be getting +5 as soon as we unpause. Okay, so now they move up to 15, and they're getting +5 from infernal pacts, which should in effect, you know, raise the diplomacy of everyone around us, and it will also, of course, improve our whoever our council member is in terms of their diplomacy. It's going to improve that, and we are going to slowly improve this up. Overall, it seems a lot less robust, or it seems a lot less, the legacy seem a lot less useful than the Infernal Eminence one, which was giving us a ton of stats, as well as giving us, you know, this monthly prestige, dread gain, dread limit, lore lifestyle experience thing. But maybe this is a bit more behind the scenes, this type of stuff, way of thinking about it. I think it's also different depending on which house we are, and our house just has these particular ones, where the Infernal Pacts are buffing other people, and maybe this is not the case as much with other houses. But man, oh man, is our kingdom starting to look pretty nice here. Namaru is going to be, or sorry, New Lacedaemon, not even sure how to pronounce that, is strong force in the central Mediterranean, truly the unified kingdom of Carthage and Rome. We're still deciding who to give a land to. We decided to give a little piece of land to her. She's going to be a good knight, and we're going to maintain control of this duchy for pretty much forever. And so giving, knights in particular that are decent out these counties seems fine. We also gave this gentleman, who we took the sword off of earlier, who is quite a strong knight, in addition to some other stuff. We gave him this duchy. We gave the duchy of Spoleto to Theodore Mecotes, who's a historical character. I don't know who this is, but we give it to him. We're still looking for more spots, someone to give this 4-county duchy to. Probably looking to get someone who's relatively strong or relatively worthy. I think that we want to give this away and also give away the duchy when we have an opportunity to. And ooh, Thessalonia is kind of expanding pretty nicely. This is led by King Montano, the Shadow, who normally kind of starts out in Sicily, but he got pushed out by Camilla, but it looks like he's reestablishing himself over here. He is a very strong vampire, and if we scroll out even more, we see that, a lot of places are consolidating. Spain is consolidating over here under Emperor Hilal al-Masari, who seems strong enough. Organized Sentinel Faith. The Black Cross is united under Frederick Barbarossa, so that's pretty cool. We see the Crescent Moon is pretty big over here. Mesopotamia is also large. Ibn Sal. The Caliphate here is large, and these guys are really, really kind of caked up powers. So it's exciting to see, other places expanding out. We're not really looking through these other places in the map too often, and so it's kind of cool to cruise through and look at these guys every now and then and see how they are, see how strong they are. We haven't Ooh, that guy's real tall. He's a big boy. But most importantly, Camilla's going to be gone soon, and he's certainly gotten pushed from his seat of power here in Rome. I don't think we showed off exactly what the Roman build gives you at all levels, but this is just at the first level. It's giving Diplo per fame of 1, which is giving us 5. As soon as this building gets turned back online, which it's currently offline because we're over the domain limit, monthly renown 5%, max number of men-at-arms regiment, and then if we upgrade it to max level, it'll be 15% renown, 3 men-at-arms regiments, 3 grandeur bonus, and a domain limit of +1, which is an incredibly strong modifier in this mod, where normally you kind of get capped at a pretty low domain level. So this will be really strong. Looks like we can just upgrade it right now because it's only prestige cost. So let's get started on that, and we will rebuild the Rome after we salted it. Rebuild it in the image of a true city like Carthage. Alright, so we had converted this guy who was our rival, and he is the first among equals. He is the big bad boy in terms of being in control of the House Tremere. Unfortunately, he somehow got ousted from power, or unfortunately for him, fortunately for us. He starts out from Wrathful, we converted him to Wrath, now he wants to stop being rivals. I think we'll say yes, because what we really want to do is we really want to invite him. Oh, he's a foreign ruler. When did he become a foreign ruler? He was not a foreign ruler always. This guy seems pretty good. I think we're going to, at the very least, well, let's pull some strings. Let's get him to our court. Because he has an adventure to engage in. He's the greatest explorer. But this boy from the House Tremere, yeah, okay, he's in charge. I wonder when he became not a foreign ruler and then he came back as a foreign ruler. This is confusing. We were planning on inviting him and having him lead this territory here because I felt that he was kind of the strongest guy we had available and he'd want to conquer adjacent stuff and that he could maybe push into Camilla, with a great deal of power. But now, okay, we've converted one of the big bad people, kind of outside of our realm to Wrath in terms of the leaders. This is the first leader we've converted. We were not intending to convert a leader. but I guess we've done it. In terms of our schemes, you can't see them, but we do have a lot of them. And we are starting to try and convert people in Camilla's court to Wrath, starting with his Spymaster, because if we get a Spymaster converted to Wrath, we will hopefully gain a lot of progress on our ability to, you know, do the scheme that we have available here. We have a couple agents, people who don't like him very much, but we'll need a lot more power. We allowed ourselves to get involved because, you know, obviously we want him to know who done it. It was us. I think we're going to conclude this episode here. This episode, we found and recruited Artemis, and we used her. She's one of the highest prowess, you know, people we have, and she's also, I think she's, we've set her as our council member for Marshal, because she is the highest. We used her to march on Rome and finally evict Camilla from his home, and now that we've taken his house, the only thing left to do is to take his spirit. So this is why we're trying to ritually murder him, and in doing so, gain access to him as a wraith, where he will be forced to serve us forevermore, for all of eternity, which is, you know, the revenge we want. And so that is kind of what happened this episode. It looks like he's reformed into Romanga from... Oh, what is this? Okay. Is he now a subject? Okay, the Giovanni family is just a different thing. He's right there. Alright, perfect. His kingdom has changed from being an empire title. I guess he could no longer hold it. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. You know, do the YouTube algorithm thing. And other than that, have a good one.